Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Football United TV and the Premier League weekend show. Greetings, everybody. Welcome back to the Premier League weekend show. Lauren is not here with us this week, but she definitely will be back next week. She sends her apologies and hopes everybody's doing well. We are here today, joined by last weekend's guests. Charlie from Dugout Daily. How you doing, mate?
Not bad, mate. You?
Yeah, not too bad. Great Formula One this evening. Great result for Man United. We will talk about that. But it's been an okay Sunday. I know you think differently from Formula One, but
no, it was a great result in the F1. So Hamilton, we won't get into that because we're here talking about Premier League, not Lewis Hamilton and Max Verstappen.
That's right. But it is interesting. I do love the sport. Talk, how you doing, mate? You all right?
Yeah, good.
Sound as a pound. Happy about this result today, weren't we, eh? United?
Mm-hmm. Yes, definitely.
Really nice to see the new manager getting a win under his belt. We will talk about that in a minute. So let's start off with the first game, everybody, which was a cracking game. And I'm so happy that Chelsea lost 3-2 to West Ham. And it was right at the end as well. Charlie, what did you make of this result? Chelsea slipping up again. We did say this, I think, last weekend that they will start to lose points during this December Christmas period, and it looks like that's already started. What do you make, mate? What do you think?
So that the third goal, Masuaku's goal, was definitely a cross. He definitely didn't mean that. A penalty given away by Edouard Mendy, that was a definite penalty for me for the first goal. The second goal was a good finish by Jared Bowen. And then Chelsea, Mason Mount's goal was a very good goal. Thiago Silva scored a header as well. So I think a draw would have been a fair result, to be honest, for both sides.
Yeah, it wouldn't be. It wasn't like Chelsea played really, really bad, was it, Talk? But West Ham just kept going with it. And I think the crowd really helped lift the team up right at the end there when they needed that goal. What did you make of the result, mate?
Yeah, I mean, look, it's a fantastic result for West Ham. And, under David Moyes, they've reinvented themselves. And it's so good to see because, Moyes, he went off to Spain, didn't quite work out for him. But I think he picked up a lot there and learnt a lot, and he brought it straight back to to West Ham, sorry. And the actual game itself, yeah, Mason Mount's goal was side-footed it in from a volley, which was, it's not the best goal I've ever seen. I'm not raving about it. It was like, it wasn't like a full-on, strike through the ball type volley, like a Paul Scholes-esque, So it was like, yeah, okay, good goal. I wasn't jumping up and down while saying, wow.
Talk. People were like sort of saying it reminded them of the Van Basten goal. It wasn't.
Don't talk.
It weren't even the best goal in that game.
It wasn't the best goal in the game. The best goal in the game, and I have to disagree with Charlotte, was the goal at the end. Was he seen when if you watch it back, you just watch Antonio's movement made that opportunity because he went behind his own player. I can't remember the guy's name who scored the goal, but anyway,
Masuaku.
Yeah, so Masuaku, Antonio went behind Masuaku, and then he went back. And as he went back, he dragged out, was it Reece James, and made the space.
Yeah.
He made the gap, and then Masuaku, you see him look, and he's looking right at the goal. And he goes, you know what? Sod it. And he loofs it over there. And the keeper, yeah. I mean, I was absolutely ecstatic with that. I was going, couldn't believe it. I was shouting my head off watching it. Shouting my head off like, go on, big up West Ham. because, like you said, Matt, they just don't give up. They don't give up. They won't give in. They won't, lie down for anybody. And for me, I think West Ham deserved it, if I'm honest.
They did. And I remember in the game, Mikel Antonio trying to score from the halfway line. Did you remember that? It was quite close as well.
Yeah,
It was quite close. I mean, it was fair play for trying it. The keeper was off the line. If that would have gone in, I mean, you got to have balls to try that. Didn't work, didn't pay off, but at the same time, look, they won 3-2, so fair play to them. Okay, next game. We will read out comments after this next game, and if you're here right now tuning in, who was your favourite player of the weekend? Put it in the comments. We'll discuss it nearer the end. Let's go on to a win for Eddie Howe. Well done to him, eh? He was so happy about that win at the end, punch in the air with his fist. What did you make of this result? It was a great goal from Callum Wilson, under pressure as well, to squeeze it in with players on the line. Keeper, probably a blunder from him too, right? What'd you make, Charlie, of this result?
Well, I was doing a show on the games at 3:00, and the person on my stream said it was a bore fest, this game. So I think Newcastle, it was a much needed win. The last team in the Premier League, Championship, League One and League Two to win a game in the league this season. So they needed that, and I think they could boost on after that into Christmas.
Yeah, I reckon so. And it was unfortunate from Burnley as well. They did play a good game, and they ain't doing too badly this season. What did you make of the result for Newcastle as well? They really did need that win, didn't they?
Yeah, I mean, of course, the pressure, the pressure is there, because obviously you've got the eyes of the footballing world now on Newcastle because they're the richest club, and Eddie Howe finds himself in a position where I should imagine before this result, he may have been even then early on starting to scratch his head and question, wait a minute, can I do this? You know what I mean? Just because, like I said, the pressure that's around him, it's palpable. You can taste it when you're there. So for them to get this victory against Burnley, who, like we say many times, I mean, whether you like Burnley's style of play or not, they're very effective at what they do. So the fact that they didn't actually score against Newcastle and Newcastle kept a clean sheet is an improvement in itself. So 1-0, keeping Burnley out, because they've got some good players in Burnley's squad, we know that, and in the team, and Deitch is no mug. So I think, yeah, Eddie Howe will be more relieved than anything else. I think that was a sign of relief, the celebration at the end.
Yeah, I think so too. They really needed it, and it was. I mean, Burnley are difficult to play against. So well done to Newcastle. I'm pretty sure Burnley and Sean Dyche couldn't pick up some points over the Christmas period. Let's read out some comments actually while we're here. Let's have a look. See, big up to Solo from the Man United Agenda. Thank you for being in here with us. Niall Kane, big up guys. Hope you're well.
Big up Niall.
Fox's Focus, big up everyone. Thank you, mate.
Yes, Brad.
Tractor Boy, big up guys. Work Xmas due today. I feel beep, but a big up Arsenal forever. Arteta out. Wow, okay, that's a bit brutal. We haven't actually got to talk about Arsenal. Your Arsenal playing tomorrow against Everton, and we will talk about that next weekend. And another one from Anthony Herbert here. My missus won't make me anything to eat. I think she's a Tottenham fan. She's a cow. well, you are a farmer. That makes sense, Tractor Boy.
He makes me laugh. It's so funny.
You gotta love you gotta love Herbert. He is a Herbert. Right, let's get back onto the results then. We were talking about this just before we went live. Divock Origi, everyone going, yay, great. But look, fair play to Liverpool. They're the sorts of results that win you league titles. When you're not quite up to your best and you scrape 1-0 wins like that, that's where you're contending for the title when you get results like that. What did you make of the result, Charlie? Unfortunate for Wolves as well. They had a very good game, actually, to be fair.
Yeah, Wolves are doing well this season under Bruno Lage, to be fair to them. They didn't start well at the start of the season. They lost their first few, lost to Leicester, lost to Tottenham, and lost to United as well. So lost their first 3 games, built on throughout the season. But yesterday, it was yesterday, yeah. But yesterday, Liverpool, I think, just deserved it overall. I don't know how Jota missed that chance in the second half, but yeah, I think Liverpool deserves the 3 points, to be honest.
It was amazing putting the body on the line, wasn't it? The Wolves defenders. I think Cody as well, was especially right.
Yeah.
You know, that's what you want in your defenders, isn't it? To put your body on the line, no matter what. This ball needs to be out of this area because it's dangerous.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that you expect that from all your players. 100% commitment, 100% effort. So. I mean, Liverpool. I'm not convinced. I'm really not convinced because you know what? It's like you say, this is how you grind results out and win leagues. But when you've got other teams, that might have been the case 10 years ago, but not now. When you've got teams like Manchester City, who are going to win the league, no 2 ways about it, who can just control games at their leisure, at whatever pace they want to control it, they'll take the sting out of any other team's threat and deal with it exceptionally well. And just take the piss. Whereas Liverpool can't do that. They have one way of playing, and if it's not working, they start to struggle. They really start to struggle. They've got no other options, and that's not going to win them. That's not going to win them the league. Doing that, no way. And like we say, yeah, David Origi comes on. How many times are you going to expect him to come off the bench and be happy to just be coming off the bench for the last few minutes and then maybe getting one opportunity? You can't. It doesn't work like that. It just doesn't. Yeah, they'd be all right for top 4 maybe, but. Like being a sustainable club at trying to win the league with that squad they've got currently and the lack of other ideas when they're playing teams that are causing them a problem. No, not going to happen.
They got the African Cup of Nations coming up, so that'll be difficult.
Yeah, Matip, Salah,
Mane,
Firmino.
Mane.
Is it Mane? Sorry, that's it. Not Firmino. Mane. Yeah. So you know what? Let's see how they cope with that. And I think, but again, for me, that's not the big issue here. The big issue is just the depth of the squad, and also, like I say, the lack of being able to try something different.
Yeah.
You can't do that in today's game because like we say, football is a simple game. However, when you've got players the likes of Manchester City have got the quality with a manager who can work with individual players on instructions about how to frustrate and how to cause teams to be trip themselves up and aid you in your own goal of winning the game. You can't. How are you going to compete against that? And it's the same. I can say the same for Chelsea as well. They're not. I just don't see it. I mean, yeah, top 4 and blah blah blah. But is that good enough? No. Coming second means absolutely nothing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it did to Mourinho for Man United, didn't it? But it didn't for Man United. That's the thing. It doesn't.
No, it means nothing. Might as well come last if you're going to come second. Don't matter.
Exactly. Well, I think Liverpool will have a bit of a struggle. I'm pretty sure they'll drop points as well, like Chelsea have recently. This was a good game, actually. And I feel so unfortunate for Ralph and Southampton because they were almost there over the finish line. And I think was it the 98th minute?
Yeah,
right?
And
I said about this last week, I think, or the week before when the Monday was on, and I said Maupay needs to score more goals. And yeah, he steps up and does it. So look, I mean, fair play to Brighton. Great point for Graham Potter. Southampton, hands and heads, because they could have got the 3 points there. Charlie, what did you make about this result?
Yeah, first of all, Trossard for Brighton had to go off injured. I think he broke his elbow or something like that. So he'll be a big miss for Brighton. But by the sounds of it, I think Southampton were the better team. A late equaliser by Neil Maupay. And yeah, I think Southampton deserve to win the game. Brighton will be happy with a point.
Yeah, I think so too. Tor, what did you make of this result?
Yeah, I mean, I do like Hassan Hootel. I always struggle with his name, man. Yeah, Hassan Hootel. Yeah, I do like him. I think he's got some good ideas and everything else. I just think, I mean, if you look at, I think they've dropped 71 points from winning positions since he's took charge. So, you know what I mean? That it's a lot of points. That's an awful lot of points, and yeah, they crack under pressure. So I don't know. He needs to fix something up there, Sharpish, because I mean, they're going to be seriously just continually struggling and not getting over that barrier, you know, of that kind of let's go on a run. You know, they need to go on a run, 2-3 games, you know, back-to-back victories, take something out of it. Brighton, yeah, I mean, who's the happier team out of that? Would you say? I would say Southampton, because it's what they're used to. This is what I'm saying. So Brighton will be Graham Potter will be more pissed off, I think, than Hassan Hootel. So yeah, but I think Brighton will be okay. They've got enough for that manager.
Yeah, I think mid-table finish at the minimum. They might be able to get 8th, maybe Europa Conference if they pick up form. But yeah, they've done all right so far, haven't they? Let's read out a few more comments, and it is from a drunken tractor boy. Anthony Herbert, love you too, Matt. Matt, you're great, mate. I'm drunk, but yeah, respect.
Big up, Anthony.
Dedication. Go on.
If Anthony's name gets drawn out of that drawer for the Bruno Fernandes shirt on the agenda, no.
Do you reckon it might be then?
I don't know. It could do, because you know, anybody who's in that subscriber list is going to get drawn out at random. So it could be anybody.
It better not be me. I'll tell you what.
No. If it's a Man City player, a Man City player. If it's a Man City fan or an Arsenal fan or a Liverpool fan, no, it's going to get drawn again. Because you wouldn't give us a City shirt, would you, to defile live? You know what I mean? You wouldn't do it, so we ain't going to do that. But yeah, I mean, there's that many. I mean, you're talking 1,000 sort of people here, so it's highly unlikely. You know.
Well, keep tuned in for that, everybody, on the Man United agenda, because they are very close now to drawing that, aren't they? And someone will win this signed Bruno Fernandes shirt.
Yeah, I think it's about 11. I think just need 11 subs now.
There you go. So literally in the next day or two, that should be done and over the line. Go check out the Man United agenda for your chance to win. There are, 11 more places left. Smash it. Try and win that shirt, people, because it's a very good prize. Let's move on then for the next result. Watford 1, Man City 3.
There you go.
What
top
you make
of the league. That's
top
all
of the league.
Top
all
of
right.
the league.
Go on in, Charlie. What did you make of it?
So first 10 minutes, it should have been about 7-0 if you were watching the game. Laporte had about 3 chances. Grealish had about 2. Sterling scored. That's just all in the first 10 minutes. Then we took our foot off the gas for the rest of the first half. Bernardo Silva turned into prime Lionel Messi once again, scored 2 screamers, and we just let him have a goal, because why not, really?
It was a good goal from them as well, to be fair. I don't think you quite let them have that, but I'll give them credit of the doubt. That was a good goal. Talk, what did you make of the result?
Well, did you expect anything else? I knew it was going to be. And the thing what Charlie says there, the interesting thing he said there was about taking a foot off the gas. This is the thing we see what I'm talking about with Pep Guardiola. If you continually just bang your head against a brick wall, you're going to get nowhere. So Pep Guardiola, as the team understand it as well, you're creating, you're banging away, and nothing's quite happening. You have to take a step back. You go, okay, whoa, let's just, all right, look, let's just have a moment, because you don't want to continually be in that cycle, just, because it just gets a bit hectic, and you don't want that, because So for me, it's all part of what City are about. It's like, look, we're confident enough to go, you know what? Okay, we're just gonna slow it down a little bit here. So what if you have a bit of possession or you get into some dangerous areas? So what? It's no problem. We'll deal with it, and then go again. And then when they did go again, bang. And like you say, the goal for Watford. I mean, yeah. I think at that point, City were already looking at the next game. You know what I mean?
I know. I know. It was a nice goal though. It was a nice goal. But yeah, I completely agree. City were just truly done and finished at that point, weren't they? Consolation goal.
I think Charles to say something else.
Can I ask a question to both of you quickly?
Ooh, go on then. As long as it's about football.
Yeah, it's about this game. Yeah. Is Bernardo Silva currently the best player in the Premier League?
No.
Who is?
Oh, come on now. Who is? Who's the best player in the Premier League right now? Talk.
Mo Salah. But I think Bernardo Silva, because let's have it right, there was a moment where it wasn't working out for him and he looked like he could be leaving. And then boom, all of a sudden but listen, he's a great player, there's no two ways about it. But this is the thing, this is the genius of Pep Guardiola. You know what I'm saying? This is just he's just, I mean, all right, and we know he is a thorn in his own side sometimes when it comes to massive big games. But I tell you what, I mean, can you imagine what it'd be like just as a player or even a coach or somebody who wanted to get into coaching to spend a couple of hours talking to Pep Guardiola? Jesus Christ. Honestly, it'd be just unbelievable because the guy, for me, he's only second to Sir Alex Ferguson in the history of football for me. And that, obviously, Alex Ferguson, I don't know what the numbers are in terms of how many trophies Pep has won compared to Alex Ferguson, but there are some different things to look at when we're talking about those two. But like I say, them two for me are way head and shoulders above everybody else, miles clear.
I mean, yeah, I would put some. Go on, Charlie. I was going to say I would put some managers in the past kind of up there, but I'm completely with you on them too. Probably, Charlie.
Yeah, I just wanted to say as well, we got Leipzig in the week in the Champions League, and that game means nothing. We've already confirmed being top of that group after beating PSG the other week, so I can see us playing the kids in that game and then focusing on Wolves next Saturday.
Yeah, true. Guys, I've got some comments here, quite funny ones as well, actually. Solo again, big up Matt, Charlie, Talk MU, big up mate. Mr. B from the Man United Agenda, love the show you did with Marley on Friday, really. Jesus, Matt, looked like a 70s porn star. I wish I was. Mr. B, I wish I was.
Dear me.
You make more money in the 70s on
Big up,
porn
Mr.
you don't
B.
these days. You really don't these days, mate. Everybody's up to it. Big up the panel. Silva. Yeah, that's what I said. Question mark. But I think we've got through that. He's very good, Charlie. I don't think he's. It's down to opinion at the end of the day, isn't it? And he's your player, so you are going to say him, aren't you? But he could be up there in the top 5, definitely. Guaranteed. Yeah. Okay, let's go on to the next game. Leeds breaking Brentford hearts 2-2. What did you make of this result, mate?
Leeds went 1-up. I think Brentford scored two in like 15 minutes or something like that to make it 2-1, and then a late equaliser by Patrick Bamford off the bench, and even the Leeds owner was kicking off with the Brentford fans at the end. If you've seen that video,
yeah. That's a chairman doing that talk. You know what I mean? What's happening in football, mate? Yeah. Chairman fighting with the crowd.
I know. Crazy, isn't it? I mean, Leeds, I don't know, because I thought Leeds were really going to be. I mean, there's still time for them yet to try and push up into that 5 and 6 spot. But I'm just surprised at the way they've sort of failing. They're failing really in what they're trying to do, and it's almost, I don't know. It's almost as if they need themselves to have another plan B. They need something. They need to change something up, because if they have to keep getting, I know Brentford are a decent team, but at the end of the day, before that game, I would have put money on Leeds. So you know what? And again, who's going to be the most disappointed out of those two managers? You have got to say Bielsa.
Yeah, it is disappointing from Bielsa because look, he's kind of like Ranić, like how he's looked up by so many managers and his philosophy, but for some reason at Leeds, at the moment this season, it doesn't seem to be working as well. But maybe he can pull that and turn that around. It doesn't look like Leeds are ever going to really get rid of him. He's bring a lot of, I guess, views for the club. People from around the world, Argentina as well, taking interest in Leeds because of him. And I just think they'll probably stick with him. If they get relegated, they probably will get rid of him. But I think if he stays up, he's there. Go on, Charlie.
Brentford didn't have Ivan Toney as well in that game. He would be their best player in my opinion. So Leeds are just disappointing this season, week after week, in my opinion. Anyway,
they need to change something up. Then they got to change something up.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I hope they do. I hope they do something. It just isn't working. Next game then, Man United 1, Crystal Palace 0. Great result for United. Wasn't the easiest of games. Palace did put in a good shift, but the high pressing that we've been seeing recently from Man United eventually paid off. Great goal by Fred, perfect height over the goalkeeper. Charlie, as a City fan, obviously not ecstatic about it, but what did you make of the result?
Yeah, being honest, United deserved it. They were on top the whole game. So yeah, 1-0's a bit flattering, to be honest, for Crystal Palace. It could have been 2 or 3.
All right, Palace had a few chances as well. I think Ayew had a really good chance, talk, and he really could have changed the game. But prevailed from Man United. Did put in a good shift. You can also see they get a bit tired at the end of the game because they're not probably quite used to pressing as much in the games, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's all known. Ranić basically had a meet and greet and possibly one training session. So, I think whatever he said to them, they obviously took it on board. And it's a great start. Let's put it that way. And so Fred's goal was quality, but it was don't forget the work that Mason Greenwood did in that goal. He did really well in the box there to just lay that off right into Fred's path, and it was a beautiful little pass. But there were times in that game because I'm going to watch it back again as well. But I remember anyway, there was times in that game where we started to, you scenes like we were sort of reverting back to time. Yeah. And we were almost having to remind ourselves, oh shit, wait a minute, no, not supposed to be doing that. You know what I mean? Like the long backward passing when there was no need. Letting Palace off the hook, really. We didn't really need to do that. But again, can you really expect, them to get everything in one training session? Can you? It's impossible. No. But like I say, for me, it was a brilliant display, really good defensive display. And Harry Maguire was sensational. Fred was absolutely brilliant. McTominay, there's still big question marks around him for me. But no, look, great start. And I now look forward to Young Boys and then Norwich. I think it's Norwich next after the Young Boys.
It is indeed. And that is on.
Does that Young Boys game mean anything?
No.
Have United confirmed being top?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're done and dusted.
Yeah. Now that's the question. I'll just before we move on, I just want to ask you two: does Ranić, because he's just come in, because we've got Norwich coming on, because yes, if we now continue this momentum and keep getting results and taking the 3 points, we can close gaps. Does he now say to himself, "Oh, I'm going to see what the rest of the squad are like," or does he say, "Right, no, if we're in order to keep some continuity and momentum going here, does he play most of that squad that he's played today in the Young Boys game? In order, I'll put it in another way, in order to cement what it is that he's going to be doing in training."
I think it's a good test game for him. Yeah, I think he could switch it up a bit and then make decisions for the next game at Norwich, whether that works or not, whether he'd like to try that in the Premier League or not. Yeah. Young Boys is going to be just one of those, behind closed doors sort of games, you know what I mean, where you just get the people that don't usually play on the field, see what they're all about. You saw Alenga play today as well, so hopefully maybe he might play a role. Van der Beek, some of these players. Because at the end of the day, he hasn't had training, like you said. He's got training for the next couple of days, and luckily they haven't got to travel to Switzerland or anything like that. So it's a home game.
Yeah.
So I think it benefits him.
So would you say he does that? Would you agree that he should? Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think, Charlie?
I think he rests players in the week and then focuses on Norwich at the weekend.
But how many of those players? No, what I'm saying is, how many of those players that he started today do you think he should start?
I reckon De Gea plays. I reckon Lindelof plays. I reckon Maguire plays as well. Maybe is Luke Shaw fit?
I'm not sure. I don't know.
I think Luke Shaw will come in for match fitness, and then McTominay, Fred, Bruno. I think maybe Rashford gets dropped. Give him a rest. I think maybe Ronaldo gets a rest as well.
I've heard somebody else say that, but again, I know we're already qualified and everything else. Would Cristiano Ronaldo think, no, you know what, I wanna keep. I don't care if it's a meaningless game. I still want to go out there and get goals because it's Champions League goals. I think he'll be chomping at the bit to get out there against young boys because he'll think, you know what, I could bag 3 or 4 goals here.
Yeah.
So I think, I mean, for me personally, just like I say, considering he's just coming, he's now getting us at it, and for me, well, there's no harm in like what we play. When do we play Wednesday?
Let me check. I think
we play Wednesday, and then we play Saturday. Is it? I think we play Wednesday, Saturday. So, you know what? For me, I'd play more or less the same team. Just go out there, do a professional job, take on what we've been talking about, you know, and get it done. And then it comes for Norwich. We know exactly where we stand. We know exactly where we're at. We know exactly who's going to be starting. It'd be even beneficial for him to let people know, these players know, listen, you're going to be starting this game here and you're going to be starting the next one as well. You know, get knuckled down on this in the training and let's carry it forward. And then we've got FA Cup coming up as well, you know, for the other sort of fringe players, etc., to give games to. So for me, this is a perfect moment for him to stick with his guns and get this kind of, you know, this new project underway properly.
Yeah, we'll have to see what happens. I mean, we are going to be talking about Norwich next. Just before we do, there's a few people in here. Who is your favourite player of the weekend? Put it in the comments if you can. Let us know who you think was the best player this weekend, who impressed you the most, and we'll talk about it just at the end. We've got a couple of more games left, and as we've just been talking about Norwich, because Man United have got them next in the Premier League. Spurs beat them 3-0. Good result for Spurs. Unfortunate for Dean Smith. First game, he's dropped 3 points. What do you make of the result, Charlie?
To be honest, it sounded comfortable for Spurs. 3-0, easy. Norwich now back at the bottom after Newcastle won. Yeah,
it's pure and simple, isn't it? I didn't expect really anything else, right? Right, Talk?
Yeah, I mean, what's his name? Antonio Conte. I mean, he looked like he hit a bit of a wall, didn't it? And it wasn't quite working for him. I think that's going to be remedied in January. I think that was probably part of the deal. But yeah, I mean, come on, no disrespect, but at the end of the day, it's Norwich City. Dean Smith, he got sacked. You know, you're talking about again when Spurs brought in what's his name? The guy from Wolves, Nuno. You know, you're bringing a manager who was essentially sacked, and they've done it again. I mean, you know, Norwich doing it. I know, yeah, look, they can't really, you know, go attracting huge names, but yeah, why do clubs do this? It drives me nuts. It's just crazy. I don't understand why you think, oh, that bike's got a puncher there. It's not really good enough. But then, you know what? Yeah, I'll give it to you. You can use it. And why you would accept that? You go, yeah, I know it's not. It don't work proper, mate. So why would you keep taking managers that are just clearly failing? Listen, Dean Smith did what he did with Villa. He had Jack Grealish and he turned them around and blah blah blah. But he hit his ceiling. It's quite evident. Now again, he's going to go into Norwich, and the same thing's going to happen there. You know.
Go for it, Charlie.
Yeah. Dean Smith, I think he wants to end up back in the Championship, to be honest. He did well there for Villa with the likes of Grealish. He had Abraham, who's now at Roma, John McGinn. So So they are a good Championship team, and Norwich aren't that bothered, to be honest, if they get relegated, because they just reap off the parachute payments.
Yeah, well, yeah, this is another thing, isn't it? The ambition of the club. It's up and down, yo-yoing, and if you're getting money out of it, then. But where's this? I don't understand where all this money goes. Where's all the money going? I mean, what's their highest? What's their sort of most expensive player? Norwich.
Would you say Buendia? No, sorry, he left. Sorry, he left Norwich. That's difficult, actually. Yeah, good shout.
I mean,
that's a really good shout.
This is the thing. This is where I believe that this is where the Premier League themselves need to step in and go, yeah, well, hold on a minute. If you're not using the finances correctly here, if you're continually just going for like 5, 6, 7, 8, or 10 million pound players, and then just happy to keep bouncing up and down and to keep taking money out, that's a lot about. That's no good. It's no good. Look at Burnley. Burnley are quite the opposite. They do exactly everything that I've said, but they continually stay up and stay healthy. Whereas Norwich, no, something I missed there.
Charlie, what was you going to say there?
There's 4 players: Christos Solis, Milo Rashica, Stephen Naismith, and Tim Closer. They all cost Norwich 9.9 million, which is the most expensive signing.
And they really expect us to sort of be able to stay up. It's a nonsense. And at the end of the day, like I say, you've got to question their ambition here. If their ambition is to just keep taking money every time, it don't matter if we go down because we've got enough money now floated about to just bounce straight back up and then get all the money again. It's crazy.
It is mad. I just think they're the sort of club though that goes up and then expects to go back down. They do it for sort of the money, like Charlie said. It's just they get their money, they go back down, they get loads of money for coming up, especially if they get a playoff final win as well. You get crap loads of money.
There should be a limit here. The Premier League should be going, wait, hold on a minute. These teams that do this, listen, you're only going to get so many sort of payments if you keep on doing this. If we don't see any kind of improvement in terms of being able to sustain what it is that you're trying to do here without us keep giving you money. There has to be some cut off. You can't just continually, let's say, just going, giving them an unfair advantage in the Championship. And then when they come up back to the Premier League, they get a load of money. But then we know for damn sure they're just going to go sinking back down again.
Yeah. Charlie?
Maybe it should get lower each time or something like that. Every time they get parachute payments, just go lower and lower.
Give them an incentive to actually invest more of the money that they're actually absorbing into, better players and give themselves some more of a chance of actually, competing with the bottom half of that table, because that's it, right? That's where you would see them, sort of competing with the bottom half. When I say the bottom half, I mean from 17 to, I don't know, 12, something like that. That's the kind of range I would suggest that they should be hitting if they were investing their money correctly, which is quite clearly the case that they aren't.
No, completely agree. One more game left, everybody. One more game left. Then we're going to go through each person's player of the weekend. If you have a player of the weekend, please put it in the comments. We'll shout it out. We'll possibly talk about it as well. And if you are watching, please smash subscribe, share, like. Really does mean a lot. Okay. Last but not least, game that happened earlier on. Aston Villa 2, Leicester City 1. Brilliant game. Aston Villa, I think, played very well. It was kind of sloppy here and there. I think both defenses weren't as great. So there was loads of chances for both teams. Charlie, what did you make of this result? Another win for Steven Gerrard.
Played 4-1-3 now. Steven Gerrard at Aston Villa. He's doing well. Leicester just haven't been the same this season, I don't think, compared to last season. Losing a lot of games at the moment, and I think if they carry on how they're doing, I think they'll struggle to get into any sort of European competition for next season.
Yeah, I completely agree. Brendan Rodgers is I guess, kind of under fire. The fans have not been too happy with him at the moment, have they, Talk?
No, I mean, I don't know if, all the United rumours and everything else, that didn't help at the time, right? Because obviously that's a worry, isn't it, as a player? You're looking at your manager and you're thinking, wait a minute, you're going to be leaving us or what? But all that's gone away now. So why they're continually struggling can only mean one thing. Again, Brendan Rodgers, he's running out of ideas. He's running out of ideas. And like I said, they've spent a lot of money, Leicester. They've got decent owners and everything else. And for me, it's now getting into the territory of, the more probability of him being dismissed than him staying if this continues. Because they win the FA Cup, they miss out on top four again last season. They're going to miss out on top four for me again this season. Because Man United, Man City, Liverpool, Chelsea, West Ham, no, they don't fit into that equation. When it comes to Aston Villa, I mean, listen, you've got to take your hat off to Steven Gerrard. You really have, because he's come in there and just gone like, you know what? No, I'm not scared. He's so confident. It's unreal. It really is. And you know what? He's really making a good case for taking over from Jurgen Klopp at Liverpool. There's no two ways about that. And I can only see it continuing. They come unstuck. When the game before? What was the last game they played? They got beat, didn't they?
So
yeah, there you go. So they come up against like the team that's going to win the league, and you know what? They find it a problem. But like I've said many times, and I'll keep saying it, coming up against Pep Guardiola for any manager is a daunting task. Squeaky bum time to the max.
Charlie?
And Villa have caused us more threats than most teams have for us this season. They played better than Everton did. Played better than most of the teams we have played down the bottom of the league, really. So I reckon they could push for Europe. Maybe it's not. They've not got long enough to do that.
Where do they stand at the moment in the league? Villa, are they about 12?
No, I'm gonna.
They're in 10th. They're above
10th.
Leicester.
Okay. So, and how many points are in it from there to the sixth spot?
There is United in 6th on 24, Villa in 10th on 19, so 5.
Well, it's doable. Most definitely doable. If we were talking about, I was saying Arsenal and Leeds to be in and around that top 5 and 6 spots, battling it out. Looks like Arsenal, I think, I'm still confident Arsenal will be in that kind of equation, but it could now turn out to be that it's not Leeds, but it's Aston Villa.
Could be. I mean, look, here's the table. Oh, hang on, we're missing a team there. There we go.
We all know it's Norwich anyway, so
yeah, just wanted to put them in there. So yeah, what do you make of this table then this weekend? I mean, it's quite close at the top there between the three, isn't it? It's quite 35, 34, 33. And then 27 West Ham, so it's quite far off there. 6 points. Tottenham 2 points behind, and then Man U only 1 point behind them. So bloody hell, and Arsenal 23 points. So it's quite close there, really, between. I mean, obviously not to win the Premier League for the likes of Arsenal, United, Tottenham. I think they're probably well off. But I mean, West Ham have still got a fairly decent chance, right?
yeah, I think West Ham could get top 4 this season. I don't know that. I think United will push on with I can't say his name, Rangnick.
That's it.
Rangnick.
That's it. So I think United will snatch that 4th spot over West Ham.
So what would you make of this table, looking at it? Anything that surprises you, or?
No, I mean, like we say, we've had 15 games, so we're not even halfway through yet. And yeah, I mean, West Ham, like we've already spoke about, doing exceptionally well. Arsenal, they're only 4 points off. We're obviously, like you say, now we've got a bit of momentum, two back-to-back wins. It's, like I say, for me, it's Leeds. I mean,
Look at Everton as well.
Oh, I mean, look, I mean, listen, for me, Everton are doomed unless they get rid of Benitez. It was never going to work. That it was never going to work. Never in a million years. And listen, for me, Everton need to Everton need to take a step back and go, hold on a minute. What are we playing at here? Because I'll tell you something right now, you cannot get anywhere by just throwing money at it. That's what they're trying to do.
Quite weird you say that, because I think today actually their chairman quit.
So what? Say that again.
The Everton chairman.
Yeah.
He quit.
Oh, did he?
Stepped down.
He stepped down. I think it was a mutual agreement from the owner. It was either him or the chairman, and the chairman left.
I think it was the director of football or something like that.
Yeah,
but I'll have to double check.
Well, yeah, I mean, look, it's, you know, and again, from this point now, what do they do? Do they go, you know what? Okay, whatever happens, we're just going to stick with Benitez and go with it, or are they just going to go, no, we're going to get rid of him, and then they're just going to go try and get another big name and throw money at it? Because if they continue to do that, they're going to just keep wasting money. Because, like I said, do you remember, Charlie, when they got Ancelotti, and I said, what? That was all that about? It's never going to work. You having a laugh? And what happened? Ended in tears and a disaster, just like this will. I don't know. I mean, listen, I know they've got a good history and all the rest of it, blah blah, Everton, but at the end of the day, you know, they can't get ideas above their stations just because now they've got Mashiri who's got loads of dough. It just don't work like that.
Charlie, you had your hand up. What was you going to say there, mate?
Yeah, it's the director of football that stepped down, not the.
Cool. My bad.
And the owners have said they're backing Benitez until at least the end of the season.
There you go. I guess it's because they haven't. They've got financial fair play against them, haven't they? At the moment, that's the reason why they've, you know, not really got squad depth, and I think that's what he's sort of saying.
They've had injuries as well, to be fair to them.
Yeah, Calvert-Lewin hasn't been about, so, and he's like that guy up front, isn't he? So it is a little bit difficult, and it, you know, with the fans as well, not liking him as soon as he went through the door, it is a difficult thing for him. But I'm pretty sure if they back him in the market at some point, then he can do something for him.
It's a bit of a throwback to the damned United, you know. Brian Clough at Leeds, you know what I mean? 44 days of just complete madness. I mean, I don't get it. It just makes no sense at all for me, that appointment. And again, I don't care what anybody says, whether they got Calvert-Lewin or Lionel Messi, Neymar, and anybody else you care to mention, Everton aren't good. They're going to get anywhere under Benitez. No, what's happening? It's just not. So they need to, like I said, take a step back and look at, wait a minute, well, why didn't they stick with Duncan Ferguson when they should have done? Because I think if they would have done that, then they would have been in a much better position right now. If they'd have done that. But no, like I say, ideas above your stations, no.
Yeah, completely agree.
That, really.
Yeah, it is. All right, guys, we're wrapping it up. But before we do, Charlie, tell us your play of the weekend, and when you do it, tell us where we can find you, mate. And thank you for coming on the stream once again, bro. I'll put you on solo as well. It's your time to shine, mate. Who's your player of the weekend?
For me, it has to be Bernardo Silva, to be honest. 2 goals, was man of the match, and I think, in my opinion, the best player in the Premier League at the moment. You can find me at Dugout Daily on YouTube, MCFC Hibs on Twitter, and yeah, cheers for having me on again, Matt.
Thank you for coming by, mate. Once again, thank you so much. Talk. Who was your player of the weekend, and where can we find you, bro?
Oh, it's got to be Fred. It's got to be Fred. He's gone from strength to strength over the last 4 or 5 games, you know. And that goal today was absolutely sublime, absolutely top draw. I'm starting to become really fond of him. And where you can find me, same place as usual at iTalkMU on Twitter and on the Man United Agenda.
Brilliant, mate. Thanks for coming back on again, mate.
No, thanks for having us, bro.
My player of the weekend is the same as you, mate. Fred. Brilliant performance from him. Not my favourite player. I still think that he's not worthy of being in the starting 11. But when you put in a shift like that, you can only get man of the match, and all the praise he gets he deserves. It's a brilliant performance. Yeah, that's mine. And you can find me here at Football United TV on Instagram, Twitter as well. Thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in and the comments as well. Smash, subscribe, share, and like. And we will see you again very soon. Until tomorrow,
Ciao.
I think. Football Politics Show tomorrow. That's it. Ciao, everybody.
See you in a bit.
Bye-bye. Oh. Hang on. Are we going to go? Yeah, we're going to go. Sorry. Try that again.